and welcome to Life Coaching by Mirella, where I share life coaching tips and strategies for everyday living. So today I'm going to be talking about the Pick 3 strategy, which simply is a strategy that will help you build confidence and momentum as you progress towards your goal. But here's a question that I want to start off with. What do these things have in common? The Three Musketeers, the Three Little Pigs, and the Three-Legged Race. Obviously, it's the number 3. There's something very satisfying, very effective about the number 3, and we see it all the time, whether you're conscious of it or not. You see it in literature, you see it in comedy, and then you always find it in jokes. The old setup that involves the blonde and the brunette and the redhead, they walk into the bar. Or it's a minister and a rabbi and a preacher, they walk into a bar. I remember in high school being a part of the color guard. I got a trophy once that read, "Blood, Sweat, and Tears." Did you catch that? I don't think they have those anymore. At least they probably shouldn't. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right, let's get straight to the strategy. The Pick 3 strategy means you are simply going to pick 3 things to focus on. All 3 things could be towards the same goal or not. It's really not rocket science. It's simple, goal-friendly things that you can start doing today. The purpose is to give you a good kick in the pants. 2 won't feel like all that much. And 4, well, 4 is probably going to be harder to remember. There's something about the number 3. It's the smallest number that really makes up a list. And it really makes you feel like you're actually doing something. There's no excuses for making excuses for doing 3 things. The beauty about this strategy is it has to do less with the act itself, the 3 things that you're setting out to do, and it has more to do with mindset. It's a way to introduce into your lifestyle the habit of taking on something you don't want to do. It's more about devoting energy and time and attention to something that just isn't getting done. People's success really comes down to their rituals, their habits. And so if we're only taking on the things that we want to do, well, that's only going to get us so far. Really successful people, they decide they're going to do something and then they produce results. It doesn't matter how they feel. They know that as leaders, they have to produce something whether or not they feel like it. Most people wait to feel like doing something and then they act on it. Then they decide to do it. So we're trying to reverse some of that thinking and create rituals in your day. So as you reflect on your day, you can say, look, I did adult today. And there's proof. I did these 3 things, which is going to help build your confidence, build momentum, and give you a stronger mindset that says, yes, I can do what I set out to do, whether or not I feel like it. I do it because it serves me. Here's an example of what Pick 3 strategy looks like in my life, how I'm implementing in the here and now. So I belong to a local gym, and right now I'm involved in a friendly competition. It's called Gym Wars. So we're up against other various gyms. Whoever achieves the biggest transformation by the end of the 6 weeks represents the winning gym. So I looked at my stats and I said to myself, all right, I'm just going to pick 3 things that I can do that are realistic for me, because I know me very well. Increase my water intake, so to stay hydrated, increase my protein, and the biggie for me is cutting out Coke, the drinking Coke. Those 3 things, I said to myself, I'm going to transition into this newer lifestyle by doing those 3 things, because for me, that is manageable. I can start slowly transitioning into being more restrictive in other areas, but I need to start with an attainable goal. Otherwise, it's just too big. And that's really important, is to be aware of who you are. Nobody knows you best other than you. So decide early on, are you a beginner? Are you an intermediate? Are you an advanced level at the goal that you are trying to achieve? So for me, for example, I consider myself more of a beginner/intermediate. So my goal could be, all right, I'm going to start working out 5 days a week. I'm going to cut out fast food. I'm going to start weighing my food. No, that's not me. That's more of an advanced person. For them, that might be the next level. For me, I'm not even on that level yet. So I need to recognize where I'm at. If I'm more on the beginner side, I need to set attainable goals, realistic goals, goals that I can sustain over time. We all respond differently to the rules that we're imposing on ourselves. So it's good to ask these questions. Where am I at? Who am I? And who am I not? So who am I? I am somebody who is slow to start. So if I know that about myself, I want to honor that so I can get the best possible chance at good results. Now, who am I not? I'm not somebody who's overly restrictive. I'm not somebody who's going to say, I'm never going to have another piece of cake or a brownie. That's just not me. It might be somebody else because they're further along in their journey. So that's one example of what the Pick 3 strategy looks like. My 3 goals are completely doable. They're realistic. And so the idea is to set yourself up for success, not failure. If you set yourself up with too big of goal, at the first sign of failure, you quit. And then you continue telling yourself the story that no, that doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because you didn't stay with it. And you didn't stay with it possibly because the goal was too big. Break it down into manageable chunks and put yourself on a timeline to accomplish these things. Am I going to progress a little slower than the other competitors? Likely so, but I'm okay with that. And you should be okay with that too. You should acknowledge where you are and you get to set the pace. So if picking 3 things is helpful to you to advance, to progress, to build your confidence and momentum, that's awesome. Start with small habits. Set up a ritual that is relatively easy, but you're still reaching for it. Things that you can't say no to, that doesn't require an unusual amount of motivation, because it won't always be there. You're looking for repetition. You're looking for something that you can stay consistent about. Sooner or later, you're going to surprise yourself. These things are going to become a little more innate as you start introducing them into your daily routine. And so as you introduce new rituals, they will later become habits, which will become unconscious, that then it frees you up to be able to take on more things. This honestly is just a great way to be able to see progress and to gain momentum and to be kind to yourself, to appreciate that you are reaching towards something. These things might not be on a grand scale, but that's okay if you're not there. Now, if you are a little bit more on the advanced level, then of course you're going to want to reach for 3 things that are just a little bit outside of your reach. Do those things consistently. And when you slip, because you just might, be kind to yourself. Just get right back on track tomorrow. You know, we're so good at beating ourselves up for failing or for not doing something that we're supposed to do. What if we spent an equal amount of time appreciating and rewarding ourselves for the things that we're doing right? In the end, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you stand back up. Because who is stronger? The person who's never fallen or the person who has and is still standing? Here's 3 final tips that I want to leave you with, right? Power of 3. When you're taking on your 3 things for that day, I want you to then add 3 motivations behind it. So the first one is to be grateful because you can do it, because you have the ability to do it. So I want you to feel that. If it's making your bed, for example, I know it's one of the smallest examples, but you're somebody who doesn't believe in making your bed, but you decide this is going to be one of my 3 items for the day. So feel the gratitude of what it means to have a bed that you can lay your head down at the end of the day. It's so important, this idea of gratitude. You know why? When you have gratitude, you're not worried about things. You're not angry. You're not overwhelmed. You're not thinking about those things when you're in a state of gratitude. So instead of doing the thing begrudgingly, have a little gratitude. Maybe you start the dialogue off in your mind with, I get to make my bed. Number 2 is to decide that you are going to do that very task with excellence. You're going to do it at a high level. And number 3 is decide to choose growth. Yes, I don't want to do that thing, but in this moment, I am choosing to grow, to do something that I don't want to do because it is a discipline that I need. I need to work out inside what I'm trying to accomplish on the outside. And say to yourself, I'm going to choose in this moment to do the harder thing. I know what easy gets me. It gets me all sorts of things that are left behind that are undone. So I'm going to choose to do the harder thing. And that's how you push towards progress. Identify something that you want to do, include it in your awareness, and then take the initiative to do something. So pick your 3 things, see what works, and see what happens. Try it for a week and let me know. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like them, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I'll be uploading weekly videos, life coaching tips and strategies for everyday living.